Next week on Emmerdale, Lydia's dreams come true as Jason Donovan arrives in the village. Sam and Lydia's deceit leaves Kim's life on the line, and is Vinny falling for Lewis? 1. The Christmas fair is in jeopardy. With the festive season now upon us, Lydia, Claudette and Nicola are pushing full steam ahead with their plans for the village's Christmas fair. Unfortunately, a small organizational hiccup means ticket sales are looking far less festive than they'd hoped. As the week progresses, the ladies along with Jimmy hope that they can drum up enough interest in only a matter of hours to ensure the fair's success. But with the headline act being a performance from Bob, it's fair to say the excitement amongst the villagers is somewhat limited. If only there was someone with a bit more star value waiting in the wings. 2. Sam and Lydia plot revenge on the dates. Things aren't much brighter for Lydia on the home front, as she and Sam continue to feel the pressure after discovering that Wishing-Well Cottage needs a full electrical rewire. With money tighter than ever, Sam and Belle hatched a plan to scrape together some extra money, quietly lifting a few Christmas trees from the home farm estate to sell on. But their scheme unraveled quickly. It didn't take Joe long to clock that several furs had gone missing, and after casually asked Sam if he'd noticed anything unusual, a stray trail of fallen branches gave the game away. Following it straight to one of the Dingle's outbuildings, Joe uncovered exactly where the missing trees had ended up. Joe fired Sam, but had a rethink after Belle explained what had been going on. He admitted to Sam that he may have been hasty, and offered him his job back with the promise of overtime. Although Joe gave Sam some cash in advance, matters weren't helped when Sam forked out for VIP Jason Donovan tickets as a special surprise for Lydia, after he and Belle failed to acquire any through official channels. Sam was relieved when he saw that Tracy was selling some on social media, and snapped them up. Sadly, it turned out Tracy's profile had been hacked, and Sam had handed over his cash to fraudsters. Next week, it appears as though the extra work Joe demands of Sam is getting to him, as he stands up to his boss and tells him exactly what he thinks of him. Fuming, Sam quits on the spot. Of course the news doesn't go down well with Lydia, given the family's dire financial straits, and she urges Sam to go back to home farm and beg for his job back. When Joe refuses to take Sam back, Kim takes it upon herself to intervene on behalf of her Dingle chums. But whilst Lydia regards Kim as a close friend as well as her employer, she can't help but feel that Kim doesn't have her back on this occasion. Unsatisfied with the way Joe has treated Sam, and disappointed by Kim's paltry contribution to the Christmas fair's raffle, Lydia soon begins to question her loyalties. Sam, meanwhile, is fed up of being at the mercy of home farm, and decides it's time the Tates were taken down a peg. He comes up with a risky way to score a small win, and earn some much-needed cash, by hosting a secret shooting party on the estate behind Kim's back. When he outlines his plan to Lydia, she is on board, agreeing to keep Kim distracted by asking her to attend the village fair. But whilst Lydia is plotting against Kim, little does she realize that Kim is in the process of organizing a very special surprise for her. With Kim out of the way, Sam hands out rifles to his paying guests and sends them off to hunt game on the estate. Balancing Kim's demands, and the need to keep Sam's scheme hidden, leaves Lydia stretched thin, especially once Oliver's shooting party starts clamoring for a feed. 3. Lydia's dreams come true. Back in the village, Kim orders Lydia into the Woolpack where her surprise is finally unveiled. Whilst Bob is preparing for his big show, complete with his infamous gold jacket, the smile is wiped off his face when the star act is introduced to the stage. A certain Jason Donovan. As Jason receives a warm welcome from the villagers, Lydia is flabbergasted. After missing out on the tickets to see her idol, she's stunned to now get a front row seat as he performs an intimate gig for her in the pub. "I'm incredibly excited to have been asked to make a cameo appearance in Emmerdale as myself," Jason said when the news was first announced. "Filming was great fun and all of the cast and crew were extremely welcoming. Singing in the Woolpack set was definitely an experience I won't forget." 4. Kim's life is on the line. As Lydia lives it up with her dreamboat Antipodean, the shoot on the estate is still ongoing, and it's not long before Vanessa brings word to Kim as to what is going down. Venturing into the woods to investigate, Kim ends up suffering a severe leg injury that leaves her collapsed on the ground and unable to move. With the dark closing in and no one aware she's even out there, she's left stranded and powerless, clinging to the hope that someone will stumble across her before the situation becomes fatal. Have Sam and Lydia's actions inadvertently bumped off Kim? 5. Carrie has an unexpected windfall. Elsewhere in the village, Carrie is delighted when she discovers that a new bank account has been set up in her name, containing £15,000. The excitement quickly drains away, though, once Jacob points out the obvious risk: touching a penny could tie her to someone else's dodgy dealings. Word of the mysterious account soon reaches Eric, and when he later gets Carrie on her own, she's floored to learn the truth: he's the one who put the money there. Eric explains he wanted a way to quietly funnel tax-free money to Jacob, making sure his grandson would have something to fall back on if Sarah's health ever deteriorates. The explanation doesn't soften the blow. Already rattled that he opened the account in her name without warning, Carrie lashes out, furious that Eric would rope her into something so serious without checking with her first. Eric is left taken aback by just how strongly she responds. By the next day, the tension begins to ease. Eric's reminder of Jacob's precarious situation softens Carrie's stance, and they find themselves edging back onto the same page. Carrie makes it clear she's still willing to help, but only if Eric treats her like a partner and asks before dragging her into anything else. 6. Vinny's alone time with Lewis is thwarted. Also next week, could Vinny be looking to turn his friendship with Lewis into something more? Vinny began to question his sexuality in the months before his short-lived marriage to Gabby, when he unexpectedly tried to kiss best mate Kemi. Vinny's attempts to seek guidance in an online support group led to disaster, when he was beaten and repeatedly blackmailed by rogue member Mike. Gabby learned the truth when she discovered Vinny was due in court to testify and turned up unannounced, prompting her to admit her own secret, a fling with a man during her time in Portugal. Although the newlyweds agreed to put everything aside and start afresh, the cracks quickly resurfaced. Gabby caught herself checking Vinny's messages, and a pang of doubt hit hard when she later saw him sharing an innocent hug with Lewis in the cafe, realizing the trust between them had evaporated. After the split, Gabby returned to home farm, whilst Lewis and his half-brother Ross, Michael Parr, moved into Dalehead with Vinny. Since then, Lewis has been a steady source of support as Vinny tries to regain a sense of normality, with some lingering glances in recent weeks suggesting that Vinny's feelings may be shifting into deeper territory. Next week, Vinny is looking forward to a bit of one-on-one time with Lewis for a movie session, but his plans veer off course when Cammy unexpectedly turns up and gate crashes. The interruption leaves Vinny quietly put out, making him all the more aware of just how much he'd been looking forward to having Lewis to himself. Is Vinny quietly falling for Lewis?